Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my fangirl favorites for July 2023. So, as always, what I like to do with these monthly favorite videos, I like to just hash out all the things I enjoyed any given particular month, whether that's video games, music, movies, television, whatever. And as always, I really love and appreciate hearing what you guys get up to every month, because sometimes I feel like you guys might possibly have more exciting lives than I do, because I feel like such a terribly boring person. So, yeah, as always, feel free to tell me anything that you enjoyed in the month of July. Once again, books, music, television, movies. Maybe you went on a cool vacation. Great for you. I would love to go on a nice vacation. Please take me away. I tell you what, my dream vacation, you guys, I would love to just spend a whole freaking year in London. Some of you Londoners may be thinking, what's wrong with you? No. But for me, I think that would be just an absolute dream. That way I can just go sightseeing to all the great historic locations, see all the dead people. Is that morbid? I want to see where all the famous dead people are, like all the Tudors and the Plantagenets and all those people, where's Queen Victoria at? So that's my idea of a great time, you guys. I'm morbid. So yeah, you guys, let's see. Once again, I just feel like I don't have too terribly much to talk about this month, so I'm just really going to sit here and just talk about a couple random movies and television shows that I've been watching, I suppose. Let me just get out the television shows really quickly, because I don't want to spend terribly long talking about those, because there's a good chance I'll probably have video reviews for these coming out. I guess starting with the latest season of Outlander. The latest season of Outlander has been going. I am a huge Outlander fan. I really enjoy the books. I love the television show. Unfortunately, the show is being split into half this year. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. It's like I want the whole season. Give me the whole damn season, stars. But yeah, I've been really enjoying this latest season of Outlander. I love how the show really knows how to uh, condense Diana Gabaldon's books, because Diana Gabaldon's books are huge. They are massive, and sometimes they can just kind of drag in places. They can just be a little long-winded in places. I feel like, as much as I love the books, so I love that the show knows how to kind of condense things and focus on what it really needs to focus on and kind of zone in on. So yeah, I think this season of Outlander especially has been a really perfect example of that, because there's certain segments in the book that are just very long-winded, and it's like, why is it here? What's up with this character? So yeah, I've been enjoying Outlander. I've also been enjoying Domina, you guys. I feel like a lot of people have no clue what the hell Domina is, so let me briefly explain what Domina is. Domina is actually in its second season, and it originally was on what was known as the Epics channel, but now it's called like MGM Plus, something like that. Domina is a historical fiction show that takes place in ancient Rome, about, give or take, 20 years before the birth of Christ. And yet follows the real-life historical figures of Olivia Drusilla, who was married to Gaius Caesar. He has a very long name. I think that's only half of his name, but Gaius Caesar, who was like a son of Julius Caesar, that guy. So this show is, like I said, it's ancient Rome, and yeah, all the political backstabbing and intrigue and scandal. I love Domina. It may be hit or miss for some people. Domina is one of those shows that it definitely takes its liberties, and I think sometimes both the acting and the dialogue come across as a little bit too modern for a historical period piece show, but still it's kind of part of the charm of why I love the show so much. It's just really catchy and fun and entertaining, and yeah, I love all the backstabbing and the murdering and scandal going on. It's ancient Rome. It's exciting. So yeah, I don't know how many people are aware of Domina, but I love that show. I definitely plan on doing a season 2 review of it. There's probably going to be like literally 5 of you who watch that review. That's okay. I just want to talk out loud to myself, as I like to do. So yeah, I've been enjoying Outlander. I've been enjoying Domina. You know what? I've even been watching that latest spin-off show for The Walking Dead, the one that has like Maggie and Negan in it. I've been watching that. It's not really that good, and I was so excited for this Walking Dead spinoff. I am a sucker for all things Walking Dead, you guys, and I was super excited for the Maggie and Negan spinoff show, and it's been a bit of a letdown. It's been a bit of a disappointment. And I love those two characters, especially the character of Negan, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I love that character. But yeah, there is another Walking Dead show coming out like in September with Norman Reedus's character, Daryl Dixon, which maybe that'll put things back on track. Who knows? But yeah, the Walking Dead franchise universe, it's just so very uphill, you know. I think it's time for AMC to just axe it. They just need to get rid of it because it's just not working no more half the time, it feels like. I've also been watching over on Disney Plus Secret Invasion, which is part of the MCU. This time we have characters like Nick Fury. A lot of it kind of closely ties into like events that happened in Captain Marvel. I have personally been enjoying Secret Invasion, you guys. I have seen so many negative reviews for it, but I personally really like it and enjoy it. There are a couple issues in there, but it's not issues that are like irritating me to the point that it's unwatchable. But yeah, I've been enjoying that, so definitely stay tuned for that. When I do a Disney Rewind, I guess probably in August, I'm going to say, I'm definitely going to review Secret Invasion for Disney Rewind, so stay tuned for that. And just to knock out a few movies that I got around to watching this month, over on Max, formerly known as HBO Max, why did they change the name? Seriously, why do all of these streaming networks just up and change their names out of nowhere? Because I never call them by their new name half the time, because I'm still calling Max HBO Max, and I'm probably going to continue to call it HBO Max for as long as I live. But yeah, over on Max, formerly known as HBO Max, there were a couple movies that were leaving this month, and I always like to take advantage when things are leaving these streaming services. I really love to take the time and watch certain things because I may never get a chance to watch said things. So I did. I got around to watching Old. Yeah, guys, let me tell you about Old. Old is perhaps the most bizarre movie I have ever watched in my life. Let me be real with you guys. Old is a 2021 movie that was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and it starred a lot of really great actors like Rufus Sewell and Gail Garcia Bernal and Vicky Krieps, I think is how her name is pronounced. Eliza Scanlan, Thomasin McKenzie. It has a really nice setup of actors. But if you don't know what Old is about, like I said, it's M. Night Shyamalan. That should be a little hint and a clue right there, because M. Night Shyamalan could be really 50-50. Old is about a couple different families, groups of people, if you will, however you want to kind of think about it. They all get this chance to go to this really remote, secluded part of an island. And there's like mysterious reasons for that, which the movie kind of gets into. So these group of people, they all get to this remote, secluded part of the island, but the only problem is they can't leave because they start realizing that they're all rapidly aging, like minute by minute, hour by hour. I'm sure y'all saw the trailers for it. It was really bizarre and creepy and weird and terrifying because it's essentially body horror. These people cannot get off of this beach. They are stuck, they are stranded, and they're just aging rapidly, moment by moment, and yeah, dying off moment by moment. It's so freaky and bizarre. Like I said, it's essentially body terror, body horror, because it's something that's happening that none of these characters have any sort of control over. And yeah, they're trying to kind of make their escape and do certain things, but things kind of keep backfiring, or just other mysterious circumstances keep happening. In traditional M. Night Shyamalan fashion, things do eventually get explained, and the explanation, you're either going to roll with it and think it's kind of clever, or you're going to be like, oh, this is kind of stupid. I kind of was a little split with it. It's like, I thought it was a little like, oh my god, but then at the same time I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, I like that, you know. I guess it's just the execution. It's all in the manner of the execution of this movie, if you're going to dig it or not. But yeah, Old was the most bizarre movie I have ever seen. It's like, it's one of those movies that it's actually kind of bad and kind of terrible on the surface, but at the same time, it's one of those, it's so bad it's good that I'm just still sitting there watching it. Because let me tell you, even though it was so bizarre and just so extreme, and like moments that were unintentionally funny, there was a lot of moments I was just laughing hysterically and they weren't even meant to be funny. Despite all of kind of the problems with the movie, like with the writing and even some of the, just once again, some truly amazing actors, but the acting was even over the top. Despite all of the problems with the movie, it's still one of those movies that I never like looked at the time to see how far into the movie I was, because it's like about a 2-hour movie if I'm not mistaken. I never looked at the time. I think it reached a point I was like, oh man, how far am I into this movie? And like an hour had already gone by and it didn't even feel like I had been watching an hour of the movie. So it's one of those movies that, despite it being rather bad and having issues, it's like, I think it's one of those movies that you're still going to have a fun, entertaining time with. Like, it's so bad it's good, you know? So yeah, Old is definitely an experience. If you had any initial kind of reaction that you wanted to watch this movie originally, definitely give it a shot, because I think it's still worth it for just the conversations alone that the movie provokes, because it's definitely a movie about life and death, and how we spend our time, you know, what we should be focusing on with the limited amount of time that we have in our lives. So the movie, it has really grand thematic messaging, but it's a kind of all the execution of the movie that it kind of falls apart in places. But it's still one of those movies that provokes just a lot of thought-provoking reaction, I think, and discussion. And then, yeah, the other movie that I got around to on Max, formerly known as HBO Max, I finally watched Belle. Yeah, guys. Belle was a 2013 movie directed by Alma Asante, I think is how her name is pronounced. And it stars Gugu Mbatha-Raw. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly as well. It stars her, and Matthew Good is in there for a couple minutes. I love Matthew Good, you guys. Tom Wilkinson is in it, Penelope Wilton, Sam Reed, who was most recently in Interview with the Vampire, Sarah Gadon, Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy, you guys, is in this movie. So that's kind of your group of actors right there. The movie is about a young woman named Belle, and she is a biracial woman living in 1800s England. So you can kind of see the flow of the direction of the movie there, with her being a biracial woman. The thing is, her father was a very wealthy, privileged man, played by Matthew Good, who you see literally for a few minutes in this movie. And yeah, since he was wealthy and privileged, and then he came and collected his illegitimate daughter, the thing is, she becomes part of high society, but still, because of her biracial status, people still kind of frown upon her and look down on her and kind of don't properly speak to her, you know. So yeah, the movie is definitely about this young woman, like I said, played by Gugu Mbatha-Raw. It's about this young woman, Belle, who is just trying to navigate through society life in 1800s England and figure out her own personal identity, you know, come to terms with her past, come to terms with what her future is. And yeah, she wants to find love and acceptance, yeah, be comfortable in her own skin, even when other people are not comfortable around her, you know. But yeah, the big stuff, it's definitely about self-identity and self-love and finding love and value, you know, what your value is. It doesn't matter what other people think your value is. I have been wanting to watch Belle for the longest time. Like I said, it came out back in 2013. I have been wanting to watch this movie for the longest time. I'm so glad I finally got around to watching it, because you guys know me, I love all things historical fiction. And yeah, this was just a nice kind of different type of movie to watch, you know, with a woman of color in the lead, which you often don't get to see too much in historical time period movies and television and whatnot. So yeah, if you love historical fiction stuff, I definitely recommend Belle. It was really great. I loved the story. I loved the characters. It definitely just a really emotional roller coaster of a movie and whatnot. So you guys, that's pretty much it I wanted to talk about for this month for Fangirl Favorites, my monthly favorites. As always, I love hearing what you guys get up to every single month. It doesn't matter what it is, anything that gives your life great joy, share with me down below. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.